Hello everybody and welcome to the January patron Q&A answers video. It feels like forever since we made one of these because we were always running sort of slightly behind and then we did it early and then we're back to the normal schedule, so it seems like a big gap. Huge thanks to my patron supporters. If you want to help support this channel, there are many ways to do that, such as Patreon, which gives you early access to videos. You get to be part of these Q&As, you get to be on the Discord, which I really would love to get some more people in there because it's very active all day and night pretty much. And there's some very interesting people. Any Americans watching this? We kind of work on American time, so you'll find that a nice comfy evening time for you is when we're up and we're kind of losing our minds at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so let's get the questions going. Luke Newbie, hello, hope you're both okay. We are, thank you very much. My question is, if you was a fruit, what fruit would you be and why? Sorry if my intelligence gets lower at 2 a.m. That's a good question. A fruit. I want to be a lemon.
Because you're sour.
No, because I'm full of vitamin C.
I'd probably be a strawberry because they're sweet and I like strawberries.
I like strawberries too. Okay, this next question stroke entire page. Please try and keep the questions short. Okay, I think it's pronounced soyub as what? Handlebar muffs on motorcycles.
I used to have a problem that on longer journeys or colder days, despite heated grips and handguards, my hands would freeze. I tried lots of different gloves, but nothing worked. Eventually, the hands would get cold and I would be an unhappy rider. Having had muffs when I have had scooter, I knew that they were very nice in the cold, so I bit the bullet and got some really cheap ones to try out. They were too small for the adventure bike, but fitted decently inside the handguards on my supermoto, and I was shocked at how much of a difference they made. Keeping the wind off your gloves results in much more comfortable riding experience. I then bought some big ugly muffs from the adventure bike, and it's amazing with them on. Coupled with heated grips, your hands do not get cold even with long motorbike journeys. I don't even use full-on winter gloves anymore. Summer gloves are fine, although I'm using what can best be described as early autumn gloves this year, which it does feel nicer. So what are your thoughts? I noted you seemed to be suffering a bit in the cold despite heated grips. Maybe you could do a ghetto trial and build some form of coat hanger, duct tape, and Tesco's carrier bag. It's worth a try. I like a full video.
If you mean the muffs that fit on the bike, the big ones that actually fit there, they've always terrified me because I'm like, I want to be able to get the controls and never have a risk of something being in the way. I mainly just moan about the cold, but I deal with it. I'm wearing summer gear. If I was really that fussed about the cold weather, I'd just wear winter gear. I did consider doing that for this winter. I wanted to test out a full Gore-Tex kit, but there was no point even, I'm not riding enough to know. And another question, rice or bread or rice and bread? Hint, rice and bread is wrong.
On what? With what?
Were you drinking when you wrote that? Right, see if we can get anything more normal.
Marty Bartfist says, what's the best way to stop a nosebleed?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I've always worked on the basis of...
Let it bleed.
No. I was always told that you should pinch your nose and not tilt your head back. I'm sure that bit's wrong.
Yeah, because people say pinch your nose, tilt your head back, but what can happen is you can get blood clots.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is basically just, I assume, just get tissue, shove it just under your nose so it can absorb the blood from it and just let it drip out.
I haven't had a nosebleed in years and years and years.
Me neither.
The last one I had, though, was monumentally bad.
Oh, God.
And I ended up just being over a sink, kind of just like holding my nose until blood clots formed in my nose to stop it. It was bad.
I've never had a nosebleed that bad ever.
No.
James the Naked Snake says, hi Ricey, hope you're both doing okay. Best cheese for cheese on toast and best cheese on a panini. Also, great recommendation for Kung Fury, best film ever. Can't wait for the sequel.
We've been waiting many years. I'd say best cheese for cheese on toast is cheddar, a good mature cheddar.
Extra mature cheddar.
I'd say with Worcestershire sauce.
No, that ruins it.
Panini, it needs to be mozzarella. But you can have other cheeses in there too. But it needs to be mozzarella. No!
Very
God, no!
Creamy. Or just extra mature cheddar on everything.
Just more cheddar.
More cheddar.
Samuel Gillard, one thing that bikers do that you wish they didn't, and one thing they don't generally do which you think they should. Okay, so something bikers do that I wish they wouldn't. Knock wing mirrors off.
Yeah.
Doesn't fix anything.
No.
One thing they should do
so many things.
There's so many things it could be.
Alan Urquhart says, Happy New Year to you both. May it bring oodles of joy. If you could both resurrect one bike not manufactured anymore, what would it be? I'm guessing DRZ for Mr. Spice.
It's still manufactured in America though, so are you saying sold here in the UK or manufactured at all?
I think I'm too young for this question. And not as experienced in bikes to know what I would like that's not manufactured anymore.
I think there's still a place for the Lex Moto Adrenaline, but as you know, they've stopped selling it because I believe the sales weren't just as good and the replacements weren't better than it. But I still state that's one of the best 125s you can get, and they haven't really replaced it as a supermoto. There was obviously you can get the same basic bike from other companies, so it solves that problem. But yeah, or something old. The Suzuki 750 sports bikes, they don't do those anymore, do they? I've never got to ride one of those, so I'd like to bring those back. Phil Daniels, how are your cats? They are fine. One of them has a catnip addiction, okay? And let's just say that sometimes he gets a bit on edge, and he got his claw stuck in something, and I went to help remove his claw out of the thing, got it stuck in, and he just turned around and bit me straight through the hand. So he's not getting any catnip for a while. The other one still hates me. Yeah, they're doing great. They're very healthy and happy and just hate me. Of course, we've been tempted to think about getting our own cat, but it's like, how much longer are we going to be here? Is it going to be a problem in the future? And it's like, I don't know.
Nathan Daniels, what was your dream job when you were younger?
I didn't really have one because I was always told what I'd be doing, and then when I was 16, I was told that was never going to happen, which I've been into in videos.
I wanted to be a runway model.
You could do it.
That was my dream.
I'd watch you walk up and down. I suppose when I was really, really young, I liked of course, the classic sort of 5 that people are going to pick from. I was like, dinosaurs. Or a chemist. Not chemist, sorry, a chemistry sort of person. I was very interested by chemistry when I was very young.
Yeah, I was into paleontology as well when I was young. Loved it.
Andrew Spears, Happy New Year to all. See, this is how old this is. But it's in time. We're in time. Where would you most like to go when travel restrictions have been lifted? Anywhere but the shops.
Literally.
For Reno, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay, this one's from Hippodrones. I'm just going to read this one out. What is worse, innie or outie? Well, what's worse? I say an
Yeah.
Outies?
Outies are strange to me for some reason.
But they're less common.
Yeah, not many people have them, do they?
Dead or a live rat in the roof. I can honestly say they are both equally a problem. One is a problem through noise, the other is a problem through smell. Trek or Wars Trek?
I don't think I have a preference. My dad is obsessed with both, so I grew up with it, but I never really watched it.
Eyes too close together or too far apart?
What are these questions?
Too close together is very funny.
I don't know.
Daddy or chips? Why does that ring a bell? Daddy or chips?
Daddy or chips?
I feel like there's a joke connected to that, and I don't know what it is. It's like it's hit like a brain cell that used to be a memory, and I don't know what it is. I'm gonna say chips. Sweaty eyes or sweaty tongue?
What?
Sweaty tongue.
Yeah,
no one else has to look at it.
Tastes like sweat.
Well, I don't care. They can deal with it. It's not my tongue.
Yeah, but wouldn't sweaty eyes just be either one of two things?
Crying.
Watering eyes, like crying, or sweat dripping off your face into your eye, which stings it.
So.
Or a sweaty tongue. Wouldn't that just be what your tongue is anyway? Like
just eat loads of plain rice and the seasoning, or work it out.
Yeah, just shove your tongue in rice and we'll fix it.
I'm going to ask if everyone's been drinking while they posted these questions.
Well, these are like New Year ones, aren't they? So maybe everyone was having fun at home. Anthony says, "Hi Spicy Marino, hope all is well. My question is, did you make a burger out of that rat?"
No.
No.
Rat burger? Rat burger. Paul Dunkley, hi Spicy and Reno. I got a lovely Honda Shadow 125 in pristine condition. I fitted a silver tail twin exhaust K&N air filter, Did a dyno run, you will be amazed on how restricted the aftermarket so-called performance stuff is. But it runs great. But I favour V-Power or other top fuels, as I think it performs better and idle and running. But what are your thoughts on fuel B? So basically, what are your thoughts on the premium fuels? I don't use supermarket fuel. I don't mind using Texaco fuel. People will say that Texaco fuel is the same as... It's not really the same. Because people go, oh look, the Texaco fuel lorry comes out of the refinery, and then you see the whatever one come out. It's the same fuel. No, it's different grades, blended for whoever buys it. But I normally use in my bikes just normal unleaded, and I find it's absolutely fine. Every now and then Divi gets some super, just to sort of blast things through. Derek doesn't really care for it. When I say doesn't care for it, it makes a little difference.
Josh Feehan says, if you had to fight someone to the death, would you choose a girthy parsnip or a chunky potato as your weapon? Potato, because the parsnip might break.
Yeah, I was the same thing. You're going to want to hold it like that, and it's just going to snap, and then they're going to have it, and they're going to throw it at you.
But also, it's stabby.
It's not stabby enough to be
stabbed them in the eye with it. That would hurt. What if you shoved it right up their nostril? That would at least flabbergast them. I don't know what the
flabbergast.
I couldn't think of the word. It would at least whoa, what's going on?
Bernard was flabbergasted when Abigail shoved a parsnip up his nose.
The potato, a big chunky potato.
Yes, a big potato.
Dead.
The bin.
The bin.
Do you prefer waffles, chips, or curly fries? It's an interesting one because we actually recently went through a transition. When we ate things like that, we would have chips, always. The light ones by McCain. They're tasty. Better for you. But then I got some waffles, and since then we've kind of switched to waffles because I think they're a lot better for you. Although we've had a problem recently, right?
Yeah.
Which is sometimes the waffles, you cook them, they're nice and golden, and they look normally in the packet, all golden. And then sometimes you get these ones that look sort of speckled with brown stuff. Well, not speckled, but it's like it's got more skin in it or something. And you cook them, and they just, they tend to not go so crispy, and they can be quite greasy.
Yeah.
And it's
weird.
like batch difference. It's like bird's eye. What's going on?
Bird's eye.
Bird's eye.
Captain Bird's eye.
However, I do very much like curly fries.
Oh yeah.
But if you were given a bowl of something and it could be the best you could have, it would be chips. It would be proper fried chips from a pub that have had time to cool down a bit.
Oh yes, yeah. Salt them. Get a little bit of ketchup. Robo Ninja 300 says, "Is Die Hard a Christmas film?"
Yes, and I'll hear nothing more of it. Mephisto. Hello, Sprino.
Hello.
Funko Pops or Funko Nope? Funko Nope.
They've gone a bit over crazy.
I understand the whole... Wait, hang on, which one's which? Yeah. I understand the whole reason they become popular. It's in ways it's similar. It's collecting. It's like Pokemon, in a way. And I got that. I still want to try and sell all my old cards. I have... I've got a video on it. It's like got loads of base set first editions and stuff, and now everyone's going mad about base set first edition. I'm like, well, who can I sell these to and not get ripped off? I don't like them. But I understand it. I think they take up too much space. That's the one nice thing about Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Bruce Groom says, "Hi chaps. How about a New Year countdown on the top 10 bikes you've ridden and why? Extra prize for the one you've been most surprised by." I've not even ridden 10 bikes, so...
I'll have a think of it, over it, but I can't quantify, I don't think, them into a top 10 and actually mean anything. As I've said before with things like this, it's great to make a video that's like top 10 this, top 5 this, and you'll notice creators always are doing the top 5, top 10, but the information in it is normally pretty vacuous, and it's just based in their opinion, and that doesn't, unless you want to live your life by their opinion, it doesn't help you much. Each bike I review tends to have its own niche idea. If there's a direct comparison between two, that's easy to do, but picking out 10 and putting them in a line, I don't know. Because even when people say, what's the most fun bike you've ever ridden, I'm like, I get like 10 fly through my head because I think of the scenarios of what I was doing on them. Green laning on a Lexpo Diablo was bloody amazing. Roger Palmer, why wool or cotton wool? Depends on the application. But in general, I'm going to say Wire cotton.
Wool.
Wool.
Neil Bloomfield, or Blomfield, says, Happy New Year to you both. My question is, in your opinion, what type of body armour do you rate as the best? As there is several makes out there in the market, and also, if money wasn't an issue, what motorcycle gear / clothing would you like to own, i.e. leathers or textiles, or is there a preferred brand?
Body armour types, generally, like, well, obviously you want hip armour and you want knee armour. I don't know if the non-Newtonians are that good or not, so obviously it needs to be decent approved armour, back protectors, chest protectors. Who's the best? I mean, if it was money no object, if someone said to me I need a full set of leathers to replace my Frank Thomas ones, which I'm actually very happy with, I would probably look at Alpine Star or Dane Easy. They're just ridiculously expensive though. Yeah. I don't know who the best is. I've not done testing. I don't know if you can prove who is the best, but or look at what MotoGP riders use.
A lot of people say Nox is probably the best for armour, but I don't know how true that is. I've got some Nox armour, but...
Lots of people say the world's flat too. Oh, and leathers or textile?
I think it depends on how you ride, where you ride, and what weather you ride in.
I think for the winter, I think textiles is better than leathers. Yeah. In the summer, leathers is better than textiles. Yeah. As I say earlier on in this video, I'd really like to try a full textile suit and see how dry and warm I really can be rather than suffering. But I don't mind suffering. It's just part of riding a bike. Yeah. Glories, why is it so cold? Well,
because it is winter.
It's funny you should ask that question. Yes. Also today, there's an eastern front coming in and everyone else is getting snow. And I saw 2 snowflakes literally go like this. There were single crystals just go... And I was like, oh.
Well, we got some snow then, at least 2 snowflakes.
They probably didn't even make it to the ground.
Well, at least they made it into your vision. Better than nothing. Juji Gatame says, is the LXR 380 fixable? Like if it was released with correctly calibrated headlights, thinner chain, upgraded ECU, and possibly exhaust, shortened side stand, would it be a serviceable bike?
I didn't know that... Oh, the LXR 380.
Yeah.
My only thing about the LXR 380 is, for the money, there are options. Like, we know with the 125s, you can say, well, you can't really get a new bike for close to the same money. You know, you normally look at double the money. But with the 380, there are things like the KTM that was available for nearly the same money. And the problem it comes down to is, for me, is just that engine is a little bit agricultural. As I said, it's a little bit unsophisticated. If they could improve that, it would be fine. I really like the bike to ride around, but you can just tell it's not quite the same as, like, a better brand, but it's not the brand. It's just the engine they chose. I just wish they went with a different engine entirely. But also, if you're going to make an A2 bike, make it the actual power limit and not 30 brake horsepower or whatever it is. There's been all sorts of questions about what the actual power output is, and I showed that in my videos when I was doing the exhaust and stuff. I was like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I remember that.
The same person asked, why did you stop wearing your Handroids? Simply because I really like wearing my MRT gloves.
Oh, yeah.
They're just... The shorty gloves was a revolution to me. I didn't like them in the past, but they're so nice to ride with. They take up less space when you carry them around. That's the thing. Those Handroids, if I was going on a long journey or something, sure, they're great. But one, they still haven't properly bedded into my hands. Like, they're comfy, but they just are so beefy. And they're really big and cumbersome to carry around with you. So I've just kind of fallen in love with lighter, small gloves, which isn't as good protection. But I still use my Handroids time to time, but just not as much as which is, I suppose, a good thing. I mean, they last longer, but but I wouldn't, like, you know, if I was going on a lot really well, I do use my shorties on the motorway, but say I was going on some long trip, I probably wouldn't. Ivor George, Happy New Year. Have you ever owned or ridden a bike with a kickstart? Have you ever bump started a bike?
You bump started mine, didn't you?
I've bump started your bike. I've also, my first video where I go, hello everyone, this is like Henning Island, this is where I live. And then I got on my bike and I bump started in that video because my battery was dead at the time. So I bump started bikes. I even had a dead battery for like 4 months on the pulse, and I just bump started it everywhere. And that's what led to the whole problem, which was my battery was dead when there was all the snow, and I needed to get the bike home, and I had to find a patch of tarmac under a tree away from the snow to get it bump started, to then spend 45 minutes skiing through the snow. It was amazing. And Kickstart, I've never owned one with the Kickstart, but I did used to ride crosses and stuff, and they had Kickstarts. So, and I've kickstarted many bikes, so yes, I have used them, just never owned them. Technique, that's the answer. Doesn't matter what it is, no matter how small you are, technique.
Yeah, because I knew a girl who her bike had electric and kickstart, and she was shorter than me. And she could start it.
Was it a 125?
Yeah.
And there was never going to be a problem then. I'm talking about things like trying to kick a shadow or something like that.
A shadow? Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, God. Gary...
Musset. I like that. Musset.
Musset.
It's a good word, musset.
I think because it reminds you of that creature. What is it? Like a ferret, but not a ferret. The little... The same family.
I don't know, you've ruined my brain. It fits in the mouth nicely. Musset.
He's probably weirded out now by
No,
this.
I think you have a good name.
Gary Musset says, hi...
I'm proud of the Mussets.
Says, hi, Spicy and Reno. Hope all is well. Found it amusing when Spicy tried...
Oh, God.
When Spicy tried to say my last name in the October Q&A.
I messed it up again.
And exaggerated the E.
Oh, no. Oh no, I done it again.
This is amazing. When said it's more of an I sound, just think must sit. Squashed into one word minus the T in must. Musset.
Didn't I say musset?
You must have said musset or something. Musset.
Oh, musset. Yeah, I might have said musset because I would have seen the set. My dyslexic brain goes, that's set, so we say it like that.
Musset.
But I said musset this time. So
you got it right. Oh. That was amazing. It was like fate in the question.
If you ever want proof that we don't read the questions first, here you go.
Oh, they actually do have a question as well. 3 quick questions, if I may.
You may.
1. If a subscriber / patron won the lottery / Euro Millions and wanted to gift you both $1 million or 2 each, but not publicly and not change anything about the channel, would you accept it?
If so, I want to know why they wanted to give me 2 million quid. Like
Yeah,
I've not
that's
done
a lot
I've
of
not
money.
done anything for anyone that great that they'd want to do that.
I just shook my head then, like, no, you haven't, but I didn't mean that.
To say to not change anything on the channel, I mean, well, things would have to change. Like,
yeah, because if you had
we
that
can't
much
live
money,
where we're living now forever.
No.
This is a big problem that's going to be coming up for us in the next few years, and I'm currently having existential crises about which direction I should go in. But we would have to, if we could have our own place, that would be like the best thing ever. And be able to afford it and have the other problem is garage, because obviously I have a lot of tools, we have bikes, and it's like, will I be able to get a place with a garage? Or is there like half a workshop somewhere I can rent for a reasonable amount of money that I can afford? That's always a good option. If you've got 2 people who want a workshop, you rent the place. And you've got, I mean,
I think we'd be more surprised that someone would even want to warrant giving us money in general, let alone that much.
Not change anything about the channel as in the way that I do things.
I don't think that.
I don't want to do that because that make my content. I assume my content now is what's limiting my growth, so I need to change that.
Oh yeah. Well, there's always change, isn't there? No matter what you do, whether you have money or not.
Yeah, but it's trying to get noticed by the algorithm and stuff. I tried. It's that's a very difficult question.
Maybe they mean if you have a lot more money, would you have more more expensive bikes?
Well, that's like if you win the lottery, what would you do with it? I mean, it's like as we've already said, we just want a place to live and just not work, just be able to experience. Like, you know, you don't need to have big expensive stuff because then you've got big expensive stuff to pay for and
we are easily pleased people, aren't we?
Very.
The second question is to Reno. Okay, so for me, please feel free to tell me how wrong Google Translate got this. Oh God, there's a lot of kanji in there. 世界のすべての世界のすべての言語文化の中でなぜ選んだのですか? Oh my gosh. That is a very complicated question for me to read in Japanese because there's a lot of different things in there. In English, it says, of all of the languages and cultures in the world, why did you choose to learn Japanese? I chose to learn Japanese because I was just interested in it. I think that my first interest was when I was in school and we did, in a drama lesson, we did kabuki theatre. And I just thought it was really cool. And then the more I learned about Japan, learning about that lesson, I learned more about the culture and I just love it. And I thought, you know what, if I want to learn a language and Japanese is just really out there. So if I learn that, it will be really cool. And that's kind of my main thing. I don't know if Google Translate got that right or wrong because it's too complicated for me to know instantly. I'm not fluent, unfortunately, but a lot of it looks correct to me, so yeah. Number 3 is to me again. When Spicy had the electric bikes on loan, did you get to ride them yourself, off-road, car park maybe? If so, what did you think of them, liked/disliked, and preference between electric bike and motorbike?
Unfortunately, not an option.
No.
I'm not allowed to let anyone else ride them.
Not allowed.
But yeah, simple as that. Unfortunately, I can take pillions, but I can't let anyone else ride them, and I have to go through things. I have to be very careful about where I leave them. They have to be properly secured overnight. There's all sorts of stipulations about what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
Mephisto, do you know what? This is someone I talk to all the time, and I still don't know if I'm saying it right.
Is it?
I'm going to talk to you. We're going to have a discussion in person, and you're going to teach me how to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it until it is burnt into my brain. Or you can just lie and say it's Mephisto, and we can just keep moving forward like that. When do we get the 2-up video of the galvanised wheelbarrow? I'm sorry it hasn't happened yet. I kind of forgot about that. There's also there's also the problem which Reno can't leave the house because she's shielding. Yes, we could do it in the back garden, but the problem with that is I try not to show too much of the surroundings.
Yeah.
Soon.
Are you saying you'd take me in the street in a wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm up for that much.
Be a full bike here, no one will recognise you.
Oh, true. That's a good point.
It's not like people recognise you, don't get out.
Now if I fall...
The house prisoner. Soon they will let you free.
Soon. Daniel Halliburton says, hi both, 2 questions. What bit of bike gear could you not live without, either on your bike or clothes? And what is your favourite chocolate?
Well, helmet. In a crash.
That is just obviously number 1.
Should we assume they mean beyond the obvious? Like what one
like
particular
extras, accessory.
I'd say headset. The seen a headset for music.
Oh yes, I love it. That really changes, and we can talk to each other.
Yeah, I really do like those. Beyond normal bike gear, that's the first thing I'd say. Well, it's not the first thing.
But then I could live without it.
If you really like, I know some people are on the fence about music while riding. I really like it. I really do.
I do.
I think it can make you ride calmer because you're more entertained. Whereas if you're bored and you're trying to get something, you've got no music to listen to, and you're like, no, you just ride faster. Because I just get there, I'm getting bored. But if you can be there, it's just, like just listening to decent music or a podcast or something while you're going on a long journey. It keeps your brain more active, in my mind, and you'll be more alert.
Heated grips.
Yeah, that's another.
I probably could not. I would have to not.
Although I didn't use them for years and years and years until I became old and was just like, I like these now. Now I'm like, heated seats, heated grips, heated jackets, set myself on fire, anything.
Favourite chocolate?
If you mean straight chocolate, favourite type of chocolate.
Oh God, I'm getting attacked by my own hair now.
I like Galaxy because it's very, very silky.
It's very milky, I think, very creamy, but it's too much. I want to say Cadbury's because it's very. You can eat a lot of it, but not too much of it. I don't know.
I don't really eat much chocolate, but I do think I prefer Cadbury's. If we're talking about straight chocolate, I prefer Cadbury's to most others.
Oh, I do like a Yorkie though. Even though they're not for girls, but they changed their slogan. I still ate them anyway. I was like, I don't care if it's not for girls, I'll still eat it.
She doesn't like the raisin biscuit ones.
No, because I don't like raisins that much, really.
The raisin biscuit ones, I like they're so good.
No.
I don't. The last one is from May Crutch. Hello, you fantastic pair. I was wondering, who is your favourite Kardashian.
Oh God.
No, only joking. My question, thank you, because I'm going to say I don't know. My only question is, how many Irish counties can you name? I continue to be stunned by your awesomeness. You are truly amazing pair. Regards to Nigel. Cheerio.
Oh, I feel like I only know 2 of them. No, technically I would.
County says like County Kerry. I'm not great on Ireland, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Ursha, is that I don't know. I think that's an area.
The only place I know of is where my biological dad his family came from, which was Siglo. I don't know how to say it. And then there's another one I know because a YouTuber I watch lives in Northern Ireland. And there's 2 other places I know off my head and they're just not coming to me.
Well, the short answer is not very good at it. We're not good at that. Thank you for watching. A huge thanks for your support as always. This, as I say, if you want to get a question answered, please join the Patreon. If you want to support the channel, please join Patreon. There are other ways to support it, like getting a Wagyu t-shirt.
T-shirts.
And if anyone's like, why has this got Wagyu on it? The beef. Finest Japanese beef. Get it?
Beef.
Anyway, please hit the like button if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and until next month, I will catch you then.
Bye.